So hello there. So I'm just a dude, and I think today, I have this channel for a long time, not that long, but I'm just gonna play Magic and I'm gonna rant because, we always think we do things for ourselves, right? I think I'm doing this for myself, but when you think about it, you don't do anything for yourself. I know that sounds sad, but that's my opinion because, okay, I'm telling you, I'm doing this for myself. I'm gonna let it all out. I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna invest in this channel or I'm not gonna invest in the channel. Actually, I'm doing it for myself, right? I don't care about this channel. I care about letting myself feel good. But what does it depend on? Me feeling good? Not success? Because guess what? You might be thinking, why the hell is this guy ranting so much? Well, life's kind of weird. I'm not gonna say shitty, but it's kind of weird. I'm just I'm 25. I'm in this weird little place here called capital of a country. And I live alone. And I've never been a party goer. I've never been anything like that. And recently I just decided, okay, I must do something with this. I must become cool. And, I've done a lot of things about that. But, throughout all of this, and I think so many times you hear, but bro, you need to do it for yourself, man. Like, get a haircut for yourself, man. Don't expect anything, right? Like, this is the advice you always get when you are somewhere. Don't expect anything. When you don't expect anything, you'll be happy. Well, guess what? Shit's impossible. How do you expect not to expect anything? I think without any evidence, without anything other than my personal experience, I think you cannot live life without expecting something. Because at the core of things, I think, is that we are humans and we live with other people. So if you say you don't expect anything, what you're implying is you do not rely on another person for your happiness in this situation. I don't think that's possible. I'll tell you why. I have arguments. I don't have scientific studies. Unfortunately, when I stopped my master's degree, I did finish it. So I have some authority, I guess, in terms of, but you were educated and shit like that. But other than that, no. But when I stopped my master's studies, I have no longer access to libraries and stuff like that. And one thing I did learn is that libraries are fucking nice. Libraries are fucking nice. And scientific papers are interesting because they go very, very in depth. And we read like The Guardian, Reuters. We read newspapers, we listen to experts, but at the end of the day, these scientific papers are like 20 pages long. You wouldn't think anything much of it. When you read them, you actually realize, well, shit, man, like this is actually quite advanced and very hard to do. So yeah, I guess that's why people study for so long. But okay, what I'm trying to say is I don't have scientific papers, but I don't think you want them. That's the problem with them. You just don't have touch with people when you use scientific papers. You say, but hypothetically the study says, no, fuck you. Nobody cares about what the study says. People just want to be happy. People just want to find a quick solution. Yes, I can cite you all the fucking studies on happiness or expectations, and what are you going to do with that? Absolutely fucking nothing. I'm sorry, you're just not going to do anything because it probably won't align with what you want to hear. And here, by the way, I got turned around very badly, but you won't do anything. And I think you just sometimes need to hear somebody tell you something out of their experience, or you're just curious, or you don't believe in scientific papers. That's okay. What I'm trying to say is I am in a weird stage of life. And I think I realized you cannot live life without expectations because you are part of a society. And this is very philosophical. There's so many smart people who have thought about this. And you know that. You know that so many smart people have thought about this. But I think being part of a society makes it impossible for you to just focus on yourself. Because there are expectations on you. So how can you not have any expectations towards other people? That's kind of impossible to assume or expect. I'm not playing the land, by the way, because this way he doesn't know what card I have, so maybe I have a buff. So he's gonna be thinking twice before attacking, for example, although this situation is really bad right now. So I know it's a meme, you know, we live in a society, but there are expectations always towards us. The fuck do you mean? Wait, you cannot not do it? Holy shit, I didn't know that. Okay, well. Oh, I thought that every time that happened. Okay, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is awful draw, but you know, for the sake of this. And what did you get out of this video? I don't want to say you wasted your time. Well, I made you think about things, hopefully. I don't know. It is supposed to be about me, right? But no, it's about everything. Because I am expecting, well, maybe this video will be interesting to somebody. Maybe somebody will watch it and be like, yes, this is the answer to life. But no, I realized that a lot of other people, like, I don't know, that old guy who was at his deathbed and wanted to say something nice to all the generations after him, you know, he's way more interesting in terms of saying something useful. What I can tell you, and what you can take away from this video, is that, hell, man, you can't live without expectations. And fuck me, I kind of went through a bad period. Not that you would care. There's no reason for you to care, right? I don't have that expectation. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to let it out. I guess I'll upload this video. Why the fuck not? Maybe somebody watches it. Maybe thinks, okay, this guy. At least I can watch some Magic while listening to this guy rant. And maybe he's a bit interesting with his philosophies. But yeah, I tried this many times. It's always been weird. You can click out of the video now. Well, nah. Okay, let me give you one last snippet before this guy apparently decides to kill me because he doesn't want to kill me. There's nothing wrong with having expectations, okay? That's how you live. That's how you feel. That's how you know you're alive. I think that's what I want to send to you because I lived so much. I've always lived. I've tried to have expectations. I've tried to be somebody that I am, and not somebody who I'm not. I didn't try to be cold like everybody in my supposed generation. I've never tried that. I've never tried to do that. And you know, I'm grateful for it. I've suffered a lot for it. I had a lot of disappointment. I've realized many times I am not somebody, I guess, who naturally would be liked by people in the cool sense. But somebody will find you, man. Somebody will find you out there. And yeah, I guess that's the most important bit that I share at the end after ranting for like 10,000 days. Yeah, that's it, man. I'm not moist critical. I'm not going to pretend to be moist critical. I'm not going to say, well, that's about it. See ya. No, I'm just going to say, well, something unique, right? But there's nothing unique. I'm just a northern guy. So yeah, that's it, man.